right, chicos. So we got some sub work to do today. Please be good for the sub. What we're going to be practicing today is going to be the stuff that we learned yesterday. I'm sorry, that would be Monday in the notes about the verb ir. And if you missed, or if you don't have it, you can always find the notes here in the week 31 folder. The notes are here about ir for it to go. So in this sub work folder that I have for you guys, there's a few things to do. First, I've got a kind of a printout here of text version of what to do. So first there's some VHL assignments, and then there's a worksheet. The sub will pass out the worksheet. I'll show you what to do with that in a second. But first, those VHL assignments are going to look like this. So the first one's called Inténtalo. That means try it. And here's what you do with that. All you got to do is just use those notes with the forms of ir and fill in the blanks with the conjugation. That's it. So for yo, you know that it's boy. That's it. For tu novio, which means your boyfriend, since that's a he, we're just going to use the el form, which is va. Simple, right? Piece of cake. The next one, called identificar, which means identify. This one's listening. So you're going to hear a sentence. For example, it says, if you hear van a ver una película, so because of that van, we're focusing on the forms of ir. Since I hear that van, I know that the person, the subject of that conjugation has to be either ellos or ellas. And don't forget, you can always adjust the playback speed. I'm going to bump it down to 0.75 for this demonstration. All right, so let's listen. Here it goes.
1. Vamos al parque de Chapultepec.
I heard vamos as that first word, and I know that vamos can only go with nosotros, nosotras, okay? So that's what you're going to do for the remaining sentences there. After that, you've got cierto o falso, which means true or false, another listening exercise. So based on what you're hearing here, we're going to say if these statements are true or false. So the first one, Claudia va a ir al gimnasio, means Claudia is going to go to the gymnasium. Let's see if that's true or not.
Hola, Claudia.
Hola, Sergio.
¿A dónde vas?
Voy al centro.
What? She said voy al centro. She didn't say voy al gimnasio. So that means that is falso. Okay. Next one, for vamos a la escuela, means we go to school. We got a whole paragraph to fill in here. Don't worry so much if you can't understand every word of this whole paragraph. Just make sure that you're able to conjugate correctly. The blanks are going to be forms of ir. Since we obviously got nosotras right here, so that means I has to be vamos. Okay, so go through the paragraph here, look who's in front of the box to figure out who your subject is, who to conjugate for, and then just type in the forms. Then there's seleccionar, which means to select. So if you got to understand these are kind of like, some of these can be conversations. So number one, somebody's talking to Miguel, right? Miguel, comma, question mark. So we're going to say, are you going to play golf this weekend? So, or I guess, are we going to play? So vamos a. Because the infinitive here, I know that I have to have an a in my box here. Then after that, we've got adivina. That means guess. So similar situation, but I will say that all of these are going to be ir, a plus infinitives. So they're all going to have an infinitive here. Infinitive, 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 infinitive. That means you have to have the form of ir, and you have to have that a. Without that a, you're going to be wrong. So tú vas a, and then correr in el Maratón de Boston. Okay, so you're going to run in the Boston Marathon. That's what those are about. Okay. Then on the worksheet, you got 2 pages. Page 1, you can see how it has a 1 on the bottom here. See that 1? Woohoo! There's a 1 right there. All right. So first thing you're going to do is just conjugate ir. Just put, boy, vas, blah, blah, blah. Put those in the table. Then in these blanks, you're going to put the form of ir, just like you've been doing kind of in the VHL assignments. And in this line, you're going to translate. Get out of here, Miss Marcy. So La Señora Magallanes, I think it says La Señora, it should be Señora. La Señora Magallanes blank al parque todos los días. So Mrs. Magallanes, that's a she. I'm going to say va al parque todos los días. So I'm going to translate. Mrs. Magallanes goes. So remember how this means go or goes. Al, I know, is a combination of a plus el, so to the park. Todos los días, we've done before. Maybe not recently, but it does mean all the days or every day. Okay, so you're going to fill in the blank with the form of ir from the table here. And then you're going to type in the line. Typing in right out the translation in that next line. Page 2, see this little picture here? You're going to be using a link that's in the agenda to complete this assignment. So let's go back and find that agenda. That's yesterday. Okay, so here's the link for page 2. Okay, so all these little wheels here, I'm going to click on this dude here so that I zoom in. So click the big wheel on the right to spin everything. And then if you don't like the sentence that it gives you, you can just spin it again. Okay, so I'm going to do this sentence, la jugadora, with ir, and then a, and then el centro. So I'm going to write that out on my first line on my Español box. La jugadora ir a el centro. That's not enough though. I have to fix the sentence. It's not quite complete. I have to conjugate my ir. So la jugadora is an ella, so I'm going to say va. But I've also got a next to el. I got to combine those. I'm going to make that al. La jugadora va al centro. Okay. And then to make that a English translation, I'm going to say the player goes to the centro. Remember how that's downtown. We're just going to say the player goes downtown. And that's it. And you're just going to do that 9 times. Again, if you don't like the sentence that it spins you, just spin it again. Usted va al restaurante Miramar, and then just translate that. Okay, pretty easy. Just make sure that you get the VHLs done today, and you get both sides of this worksheet done today, and everything turned in to the box on the desk. If you need me, send me either an email or a Parent Square message, and we'll see you guys soon. I'm going to be Paris English with somebody. I can't say the celebrity's name. Let's just say it rhymes with Schmimothy Schmalame. Wish me luck.